Hi sweeties, so for today's video, we're going to talk about the taxonomy of educational objectives. Taxonomy of educational objective is a useful guide for developing a comprehensive list of instructional objectives. A taxonomy is primarily useful in identifying the types of learning outcomes that should be considered when developing a comprehensive list of objectives for classroom instruction. Benjamin S. Bloom is a well-known psychologist and educator as cited by Gapuyo 2011. Benjamin S. Bloom took the initiative to lead in formulating and classifying the goals and objectives of the educational processes. The three domains of educational activities were determined by the cognitive domain, the affective domain, and the psychomotor domain. So when we talk about cognitive domain called for outcomes of mental activities such as memorizing, reading, problem solving, analyzing, synthesizing, and drawing conclusions. Next, we have here the affective domain. So when we talk about affective domain, it describes learning objective that emphasize a feeling tone, an emotion, or a degree of acceptance or rejection. So affective objectives vary from simple attention to selected phenomena to complex but internally consistent qualities of character and conscience. We found a large number of such objectives in the literature expressed as interest, the attitudes, appreciations, values, and emotional sets or biases. Affective domain refers to the person awareness and internalization of objects and simulation. It focuses on the emotion of the learners. Next, let's proceed to psychomotor domain. Psychomotor domain is characterized by the progressive level of behaviors from observation to mastery of physical skills. This includes physical movement, coordination, and use of the motor skill areas. Development of these skills requires practice and is measured in terms of speed, precision, distance, procedures, or techniques in execution. Psychomotor domain focuses on the physical and kinesthetic skills of the learner. This domain is characterized by the progressive levels of behaviors from observation to mastery of physical skill. So Bloom and other educators work on cognitive domain, established and completed the hierarchy of objectives in 1956. So this was called the Bloom's taxonomy of the cognitive domain. So the affective and psychomotor domain were also developed by other groups of educators. Now, I will show you the Bloom's taxonomy and the revised Bloom's taxonomy. So, Lauren Anderson is a former student of Bloom together with Caldwell, revised the Bloom's taxonomy of cognitive domain in the mid-90s in order to fit the more outcome-focused modern education objectives. So we have two major changes in this Bloom's taxonomy. So first major changes is the name in the 6 categories. So from noun to active verb or the action word. Next major changes is the arrangement of the orders of the last two highest level as shown in the given figure. So this new taxonomy reflects a more active form of thinking and is perhaps more accurate. So in Bloom's taxonomy, we have here from knowledge, next is the comprehension, the application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. So year 1956. While in revised Bloom's taxonomy, we have remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating. So as you can see, cognitive domain, Bloom's taxonomy of cognitive domain is arranged according to the lowest level to the highest level. So as you can see on the figure, we have the knowledge as the lowest level, followed by comprehension, analysis, application, synthesis, and evaluation of the highest level. So in knowledge, it recognizes students' ability to use rote memorization and recall certain facts. So, test question focus on identification and recall information. So the sample verb used in stating specific learning outcomes when we have sample verbs stating specific learning outcomes in knowledge are cite, define, identify, label, list, match, name, recognize, reproduce, select, and state. We have also the instructional objectives verb in creating instructional objectives. So, for example, at the end of the topic, the student should be able to identify the different steps in testing hypothesis. And when you ask them or when you create test item based from that instructional objectives, so this item will be what are the different steps in testing hypothesis. Next, we have here the comprehension. So comprehension involves students' ability to read course content, interpret important information, and put others' ideas into words. So, test questions should focus on the use of facts, rules, and principles. So the sample verbs of stating specific learning outcomes when it comes to comprehension was classify, convert, describe, distinguish between, give examples, interpret, and summarize. So when we create example of instructional objectives in terms of comprehension. So for example, at the end of the lesson, the student should be able to summarize the main event of the story Invictus in grammatically correct English. So your test item will be summarize the main event in the story of Invictus in grammatically correct English. Next, we have here the application. So in application, students take new concepts and apply them to the new situation. So test question focus on applying facts and principle. So our sample verbs of stating specific learning outcomes will be apply, arrange, compute, construct, demonstrate, discover, extend, operate, predict, relate, show, solve, and use. Our instructional objective will be at the end of the lesson, the student should be able to write a short poem in iambic pentameter, and your test item will be write a short poem in iambic pentameter. Next, we will be analysis. In analysis, students have the ability to take new information and break it down into parts and differentiate between them. So the test question focus on separation of a whole into component parts. So our sample verbs will be analyze, associate, determine, diagram, differentiate, discriminate, distinguish, estimate, point out, infer, outline, and separate. So our sample instructional objectives will be at the end of the lesson, the student should be able to describe the statistical tool needed in testing. The difference between students should be able to describe the statistical tools needed in testing the difference between two means. And our test item would be what kind of statistical test would you run to see if there is a significant difference between the pre-test and the post-test. Next would be synthesis. In synthesis, students are able to take various pieces of information and form a whole, creating a pattern where one did not previously exist. So test question focuses on combining new ideas to form a new whole. So sample verbs of stating specific learning outcomes would be combine, compile, compose, construct, create, design, develop, devise, formulate, integrate, modify, reverse, rewrite, tell, and write. So our sample instructional objectives would be, at the end of the lesson, the student should be able to compare and contrast the two main categories of research method. So your test item would be, what is the difference between type 1 and type 2 error? Next is, lastly, we have here the evaluation. So in evaluation, it involves students' ability to look at someone else's ideas or principles and the worth of the work of the value of the conclusion. So our sample verbs of stating specific learning outcomes would be appraise, assess, compare, conclude, contrast, criticize, evaluate, judge, justify, and support. So our sample instructional objectives would be, at the end of the lesson, the student should be able to conclude the relation between two means. So your sample test item would be, what should the researcher conclude about the relationship in the population? So that's all for today's videos. See you on the next video.